probably didn't know that you're only consciously aware of a small portion of what's in your own mind. Your actions and behaviors, and even the choices you make, are heavily influenced by something you might not even know was there, your unconscious mind. Your unconscious refers to the part of your mind that operates below the level of conscious awareness. It automates bodily functions, habits, behaviors, automatic emotional responses, things that you're not conscious of in the moment. But just because you're not consciously aware of these things doesn't mean they don't have a major impact on your life. In fact, it's the unconscious part of your mind that shapes you into you. Unfortunately, most people think that their unconscious mind is some mystical thing that only a therapist or a shaman could understand. The truth is, your unconscious mind is not some vague concept, but a fundamental part of you. You can choose between engaging your conscious mind or letting your unconscious mind call the shots. It's like deciding between flying the plane or going on autopilot. Both have their benefits and drawbacks. Thanks to your unconscious mind, you don't have to analyze every single decision or action, but instead you automate a lot of your day-to-day life. The downside is that this can cause you to have automatic thoughts and behaviors that may not always be in line with your conscious intentions. The only way for you to have a deeper understanding of why you do what you do is through something called self-awareness. Self-awareness is this ability to observe rather than be controlled by your thoughts, feelings, or emotions, allowing you to recognize unhelpful patterns of thinking that may stem from your unconscious mind. In this video, we're going to explore the many functions of the unconscious mind and gain a deeper understanding of the role it plays in shaping your life. I'm Daniel, and with over 10 years of experience in the mental health field and a lifelong student of the unconscious mind, here's a deeper perspective. Survival. Starting off with what gives the least importance to emotions and feelings is your unconscious survival mechanism. Breathing, heart rate, digestion, sleep, and things like these are all regulated and controlled by your unconscious. It happens so naturally and you don't even stop to think about whether your heart is beating. It just does. All your organs work in harmony and make the necessary adjustments to keep your body functioning. Your unconscious has this remarkable ability to automatically adjust and adapt your body to external conditions. You perspire when it's hot, your breath quickens when you're scared or excited, and you salivate when you smell a pizza coming out of the oven. And this is fascinating. Even on a biological level, the unconscious mind is something so innate, so intimate, and so in tune to your external and internal reality. The unconscious also plays a critical role in processing and reacting to stress, anxiety, and fear. When faced with these threatening situations, whether if it's real or perceived, it responds to physical and psychological threats in the same way. Your unconscious activates the fight or flight response, preparing your body to either confront or escape the danger. It also attempts to shield you from the emotional pain like guilt, shame, or sadness, even to the point of building psychological defenses to protect your inner well-being, sometimes in a way that might seem counterintuitive. For example, you might procrastinate on a task, not because you're lazy, but because your mind is shielding you from the stress or anxiety associated with that task. An emotional outburst might be an unconscious attempt to protect you from a perceived threat, like lashing out after receiving constructive criticism. This could be your unconscious trying to protect you from feeling hurt or inadequate. What's interesting is that despite the fundamental role your unconscious mind plays in your day-to-day life, you might still feel disconnected to it, as if it were a separate entity controlling you from behind the scenes. Of course, you're not meant to always be aware of this deeper part of your mind. It's good not to have to make yourself consciously remember to digest food, for example, or remind yourself to increase your heart rate before getting on a roller coaster. But it's important to understand that the unconscious mind is not some strange mystical force. It's simply you. Let's move on to an even deeper perspective. Automation. Us humans can do a lot of impressive things like snowboarding, playing guitar, driving, you of course need to learn these things first, but after some time, your unconscious mind takes over and makes these skills second nature. Unconsciously, you begin to form patterns of thinking and start to automate these mental processes. This automation allows you to perform tasks from walking to tap dancing without having to consciously think about every step. You go on autopilot, freeing up your conscious mind for more complex tasks. This automation is excellent for practical tasks, allowing you to perform actions with little to no effort. However, it is also the reason you develop unhealthy automatic reactions. As amazing as your unconscious mind is, it can't distinguish between good or bad. It simply automates internal and external reactions to preserve your well-being. For example, failing an important exam might make you shy away from challenging yourself academically. This would be how your unconscious mind tries to shield you from further pain. Although, it's important to note that the unconscious mind is not just a place filled with your insecurities or the dark side of your psyche. It's also a source of resilience and positivity, shaping how you perceive and respond to various situations. For example, a supportive parent or caregiver could have unconsciously built up your self-esteem with positive reinforcement and encouragement, making failure seem like a temporary setback and not a permanent state. Or how a therapist can help you bring unconscious fears into conscious awareness, challenging the limiting mindset that affects many other parts of your life. This is why recognizing these unconscious automations is crucial, as it promotes thoughtful responses over negative automatic reactions. So far, we've explored how the unconscious understands your internal and external world, but how does it perceive an entire lifetime? Let's go a bit deeper. Past, present, and future. Weaving together your past, present, and future to create a unified understanding of yourself is an automatic process. It's in the present that you make sense of your past and shape your perception of the future, giving both meaning and purpose. The unconscious mind also predicts what will happen based on what has happened. You could view the unconscious mind as a motherboard in a computer. It carries all your system settings and presets, regardless if they have a positive or negative impact on you. Based on the information received, the motherboard uses the appropriate systems to respond. In other words, how your unconscious mind interprets the information it receives is what molds your perception of the world and even how you view yourself. After going through painful experiences in the past, your unconscious mind might interpret similar situations in the future as dangerous or threatening, triggering anxiety and fear that may not be useful in the current moment. On the other hand, positive experiences and supportive people in your life may have helped you unconsciously interpret even negative situations as opportunities for growth and success. You approach any given situation with some level of confidence or hesitation, depending on the unconscious settings formed in your mind. This highlights the importance of reflecting on the deeper levels of your mind and making adjustments where needed. Because if you don't, you run the risk of reusing unhelpful patterns of thinking formed by your past. By acknowledging and making sense of your history, you can identify patterns and beliefs that may be limiting your potential. In the present moment, you have the power to shift those patterns and replace them with new ones that align with your goals and aspirations for the future. This process of self-discovery and growth is ongoing, as your unconscious mind continues to receive information from your experiences in the present. It's hard to imagine just how much information you process on an unconscious level. And it's not linear, it's more like a web. This complexity allows the unconscious mind to reach an even deeper level. Interwoven connections. In addition to processing the past, present, and future, your unconscious mind operates like a big web of information, interlinking thoughts, feelings, and memories. It processes and stores every encounter, every sensation, every thought, and each of these link to endless past experiences and deep-seated emotions. It's like an unending mesh of interconnections where one thought or feeling can set off many other related memories and emotions. You know how a smell can instantly teleport you back to a childhood memory, or how a specific song can trigger a sad feeling? This is the power of the unconscious, its capacity to hold and simultaneously interconnect countless elements in your mind. But not all of these connections are beneficial. Some can be outdated, inaccurate, or detrimental, often tangled up with negative thoughts and emotions. And because of this, you might struggle to progress in certain areas of your life. You might desire a promotion, for instance, but at the same time avoid pushing for it because the fear of not meeting expectations. Because of this unconscious mechanism, your actions and emotions might not always be in line with your conscious intentions. This is why self-awareness and introspection are the only ways to break free from these self-limiting mindsets. Even though these interconnections can be contradictory, they can also offer a powerful glimpse into the hidden emotions and desires, uncovering deeper layers of your psyche. Reflecting on how contrasting emotions coexist within your mind enhances self-awareness and fosters personal growth. This process is actually a central aspect of what a therapist helps you to achieve. This powerful web of unconscious connections also enhances creativity. When feelings, emotions, and memories collide, they create innovative ideas and unique perspectives, making it possible for you to draw from seemingly unrelated sources, leading to unexpected solutions and creative breakthroughs. Kind of like how Steve Jobs' vision to merge technology, innovation, practicality, and aesthetics, pushing the boundaries of what was possible at the time. For artists, writers, and thinkers, embracing this fusion can lead to compelling and unique expressions. The creative can turn emotional ups and downs into powerful new ways to express their creativity, making their art or ideas connect with people on many levels. But there's one final perspective that has transformed our understanding of psychology, art, and culture: the collective unconscious. I find this very profound. There's an idea proposed by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung that not only does the unconscious mind store your uniqueness and individuality, it also contains the shared universal human experience. He called this the collective unconscious. Jung said that the collective unconscious is a shared reservoir of memories, experiences, and knowledge that all humans have inherited throughout human history. This would mean that there is something connecting you to the broader human experience, something deeper and more profound than your individual history. This idea of the collective unconscious suggests that your mind is connected to a shared human narrative that goes beyond personal experience. Your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors might not only be shared by your personal past, but also by the collective experiences of your ancestors. In a way, this connection gives a sense of unity. Your individual joys, fears, desires, and struggles are shared with the rest of mankind. Understanding this can deepen your compassion and connection towards others, as you recognize that they are also navigating life, guided by the same unseen forces of the unconscious mind. Instead of fearing the complexity of the unconscious mind or trying to control it, you can learn to embrace it with self-awareness, introspection, and a deeper perspective.